This glacier right here is a great example of retreating glaciers. So typically we think of glaciers as retreating this way, right? Retreating up. But this guy is also here in College Fjord is also a great example of what's going on. So if you look hard to the left, you'll see all the stuff on the left is actually running water. And so we have all these massive rivulets. So the glaciers typically melt from the bottom out. But then in addition to that, if we look closely, it's very, very clear. You see the vegetation on the left and the vegetation on the right. It's very clear that it's also pinching close. It's also pinching this way. So we're getting loss in mass, or total loss in mass, but it's to the point now where it's almost gone, right? So it's just turning into almost a little trickle. There's virtually no ice that is hitting at the water's edge, and so this a place where John Muir and all these famous folks came on their tour more than 100 years ago, 130 years or so ago, and these guys were massive, pouring into the ocean as solid glaciers, much more akin to some of these other guys that we see elsewhere in the back of the fjord. So a bunch of reasons for this: climate change, human augmented climate change, by far the most important one, but also in this particular case, it looks like we have probably a single feeder watershed feeding into this guy, whereas if we look at this guy in the back, you can see several different glaciers are feeding, 1, 2, 3, at least 4, and we can see these different striation patterns where we're getting the merging of different glacial fields into these larger massive glaciers that are at the bottom of these valleys. So still have glaciers here in Alaska, but they are fast disappearing.